Well, we're back again, and hopefully this video is going to be a lot less sporadic and all over the place. Yeah, obviously nothing's changed, everything's where I left it. May even get that back door done, but yeah, I'm really going to get into this first thing in the morning. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on this front end. I know I've said that several times in the previous video, but I really want to get the welding and the bodywork finished on this front, and then that's it done. After that, I may go ahead and try and get that axle on. That will be a bonus, that get that done. Then move back to the front here and get the rest of the engine and everything put together. I do have to go into town because the power steering belt, I do need to replace that. I've got the belt, serpentine belt for the alternator and everything, but yeah, power steering one, got to go and get that sorted. So I'm also going to grab an oil filter and put some oil in the engine. Like I say, get the axle done. I will get the remainder of the brake lines around under there, and I may get the rest of the undersealing and everything done. Then that's underside complete. Let that dry for a few days, and then I will get the diesel tank back in, get all the fuel system hooked back up, and then that should be it. Only thing that will leave is the prop shaft, and I will do that last because when I took the gearbox out, prop shaft was kind of in the way. So yeah, I will sorry, when I took the fuel tank out, prop shaft was kind of in the way, so I will leave that until that is done. Then I may get the exhaust sorted out. I have got a new exhaust manifold which arrived eventually. That came a couple of days ago, so I've got that now, so I can now get into the exhaust system as well and just get that underside completely finished. But yeah, that's the plan. Let's see how much of it I can actually achieve this time. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to begin. At the moment everything's covered in dew, so I think what I may begin with is the inlet manifold gasket. Not the inlet manifold, it's early in the morning. The exhaust manifold gasket. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. Get that done, and then by then there should be a bit of heat in the sun and things should start to dry out nicely. So should get all this dry, and then yeah, we'll get on with some welding. So let's get to it. Yeah, should be able to get this bolted up, and then after that we've just got to mess about with the rest of the system. So yeah. Oh, that is the belt I mentioned earlier. Just had to make this one up temporarily, just to get an approximate size, and then I will head off to local parts store and pick one of those up maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure, because I want an oil filter for it because I'm going to do an oil change. And yeah, don't remember what else I wanted, but yeah, I'll remember by tomorrow. So I went looking for the bolts for that inlet manifold, and they were not where I thought they were. So that has led me down the garden path of having a complete and utter tidy up, which means literally pulling everything out of the van and just going through stuff, because I've got so much stuff in here at this point. You know, bits that I've been working on, and I've had stuff left over, so it's gotten put in the back of here. And I mean, that dates back to, I don't even remember. It's been in here that long. There we have one of the fuel tank straps, and I'll put it there with the other one and the new bolt that I actually bought for it. So, screwdrivers that I haven't been able to find in weeks, brackets, bolts, although these, I know what these are off, these are all the 3 of those. Old welding tip, another bolt, don't know, socket down there, been looking for him forever. And yeah, it just reached that point, it was like, you know what, there's another bolt, I think that might be off a bumper bracket. But it just reached that point where it was like, you know what, let's just put everything to one side for the moment and go through this and just tidy it all up. So, yeah, that's what the morning's turned into. But that's the way things go. You've got to get these things tidied up. So, yeah, paints and other stuff, more paints and other stuff, more paints and other stuff. Yeah. Oh, more paint. And I don't know if you can see that there. That there was a 7-foot CB antenna. Don't ask. Don't ask. I just had the chance of it and it was like, oh! I don't think it's a fire stick. I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, so that's laying in here. The light that I used underneath, that I haven't seen in weeks. Well, I knew where it was, I just couldn't get in to get it, so, but yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm probably going to be sorting this stuff out up until about lunchtime, and then after lunch I will get back to doing something. Anyway, yeah. Well, there we go. Exhaust manifold is now tightened up, and yeah. So that's everything on this side of the engine done, other than the air cleaner. Yeah, happy with that. So just debating what to do next. I think I might have some lunch, and then I may as well do this, weld this front end up, finish that off. Yeah, obviously tidied the van out, and look, I can find everything. So that's made a huge difference. Yeah, I think I might just grab the welder, get this front end finished eventually. And then maybe tomorrow I might get into putting that rear axle on. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Anyway, I think I'm going to have a sandwich or something and relax for 5 minutes. Oh, there we go. Brake line's all done. Obviously they still have to be screwed into the master cylinders, the slave cylinders, but as I don't have them yet, I can't do it. So, but that is basically that axle ready to go in. So, obviously I haven't gotten into the welding, but I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is this underside here. I don't, if you recall in the previous videos, I wire brushed up to the axle and then give it a nice coating of chassis paint. So what I'm going to do is, I think tomorrow I'm going to wire brush the rest of it down, then maybe switch this axle out, then I can hit it with a chassis block and get this new axle in. Seems like a good plan. But yeah, happy with that. Okay, so getting set up here. Do have a basic plan on how to remove this axle while keeping the van up in the air. I'm going to take these blocks off the tent. There's one on either side, and these ramps, if I lay them down, well, obviously not like that. Actually, there's another set that I may use kicking about. But basically what I'm going to do is put the ramps down, sit the block on top, and then sit the frame of the van on the block so I can then suspend this axle. Now there is a big jack which I'm going to use, and then I will get underneath. Now I've got that shock still to remove over there. Then this one here, these shackles, I'm not going to mess about with them, I'm just going to go zip, 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 and off the shackles will come. And then that's this axle, ready just to lower down. I will then get in here with the wire wheel and hit all of this and finish off wire wheeling everything under here. Just get it all nicely cleaned up, and then I can just go ahead and underseal it all. So that is the plan. Oh, moving along, got the brakes all dismantled. Handbrake cable is proving to be a pain in the butt. It's just a lot of rust where it goes through the backing plate, so I think I'm probably just going to cut that backing plate because I don't need it. The cable itself's in really good condition, so I don't want to replace that if I don't have to. But yeah, anyway, let's get on with it. One thing I am doing while I've got the opportunity is to take these longer studs out while the axle's still in place, so I'm not messing about trying to do it on the ground. Well, there's that side all cut and ready. Got some nice big blocks sitting there, so yeah, what I'm going to do is I'll drop this axle down and move it out of the way. I will hit this spring with a wire brush on both sides and then slide the new axle in. Well, that's the easy part. Build one on the ground. So let's get in and get these springs cleaned, and then we'll start working on the next axle. Yeah. Well, there we have it. New axle is in, and I don't know how well you can see that, but the wheels space out nicely now. Right, there we go. She's in, all bolted up. Obviously shocks and everything to go on yet, but that's been a good day, this. Yeah. So tomorrow I think what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to get the rest of the underside of here sealed up, and then yeah, get the fuel tank in. Probably at that point I will put the prop shaft on, and then I'll begin working on the exhaust system. Yeah, fan-friggin-tastic. Yeah, I am happy. This has been a good day. Well, another day, and we're going to be back at it. Got the axle done yesterday, very happy with that. So I think today, prop shaft's down there, I'm going to give that a clean up and just a lick of paint. I'm going to go and try and get the serpentine belt for this power steering. I think while I'm on at it I will do an oil change. Just get that all done and dusted, so to speak. What else? That should take me up to, well, by the time I've gotten the serpentine belt it's going to be after lunch, so I don't know, see how the rest of the day plays out, but I think I am going to make a start on finishing off the frame coating. Just get that all, the underside of there complete. That'll let the prop shaft dry. What else can I do under there? I don't know, I may have time today to get the fuel tank back in. That will be ideal, to get the fuel tank back in, and then that is the underside complete bar the exhaust, and then that would leave me tomorrow to be able to get on with the exhaust, because Sunday auto jumble day, so not going to get much done on Sunday. But yeah, it would be nice if I could get this front end finished, and just basically the front of the engine done, serpentine belts on, oil change, fuel tank in, and the rest of the frame coated and painted. Okay, well, there's the prop shaft. Jets flying over. There's the prop shaft done anyway. Everything that can be greased is greased. All the joints have been checked, everything's in nice condition, and just giving it a nice coat of paint there. So it'll look pretty when it goes for its inspection. Anyway, what to do next? I'm not sure. I think one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tent down, because the wind is really starting to kick up now and I don't want this disappearing across the yard. Then I think I might get on. I need to get the power steering reservoir and everything put on. May as well bolt all that up, and yeah, we'll start getting the belts sorted out. Then after lunch I'll head off and pick up the other belt, because it's got two serpentine belts on this, one that drives the alternator, one that drives the power steering. So it's the power steering one that I haven't got. Anyway, I'll go get that, new filter, some oil, and then I don't know, I may do the oil change today. Whatever happens, I want those belts on at the very least. I also need to pick up another paintbrush, because I inadvertently left the other one, well actually both of them, because I was doing a little bit of seam sealing yesterday while I was under there, and it's kind of, yeah, say no more. I did have it sitting in some thinners, paint thinners, but with another brush, unfortunately that appears to have blown away somewhere. I don't know where the hell that's gone to. So anyway, as for the exhaust system, I just got that over here now somewhere. What have I done with it? Okay, whoever put it, oh, down there, I think. Okay, I've lost the exhaust. What have I done with it? Oh, there it is, there under the wheel. So I've got that all dismantled now, so yeah, I can work on that when the underside's done. Actually, I can put that expansion tank on as well, can't I? So here's cesspit's old bumper. I need to get that out of the way. As I said earlier, there's too much work to put that on, so yeah, I'm just basically out of time. Anyway, let's get this tent down, and yeah, before it disappears. So I'll be back. Well, it's been quite a productive day again. Haven't gotten the rest of the undersealing done. One of the guys was here yesterday working on one of the other vehicles. They had the extension out to the airline, and for the life of me I cannot find it, so they're back tomorrow, so I'll see what they've done with it. However, meanwhile, there's the shocks in, looking good, and we also have the prop shaft in there, and I'm currently mocking up the exhaust system, and that looks like it's going to work pretty damn good, so I'm happy with that as well. So yeah, not exactly what I was hoping to get done today, but still we're getting on there, and that's the main thing. Okay, so just mocking up the exhaust system there. So I've got everything approximately into place, so next thing will be to start cutting and welding and figure out that rear section. Well, I've got it removed there. There's my marks. I'm going to just cut this and clean it all up, and then she will weld onto there, something like that. Then that mark there, that's roughly where I need to cut this for the back box. However, for the middle box, sorry, but one thing I do have is I have a different back box here. I may be able to use this. It's a big boy, but you know, I'm not really after a sports car, so I'll be happy if this is nice and quiet. But there's the other centre box down there, and it will line up with it really nicely. I think you can see from there. Anyway, I'm messing about with this because well, what I'm doing is I'm doing as much work on this as possible, because what I'm going to be doing in a little while is, I don't know how well you could see that, but the roof on this is rusty, so there's no holes or anything in it. But what I'm going to do is just hit it with some 60 grit and then just shoot some primer on there just to keep it from getting any worse, and then that's going into the building. Like I said, I doubt I'll be involved with this one. I've just got too much on. I need this transit finished, and I need to get that VW started. So that's another thing I'm going to be doing as well. Next couple of days, once I've got the transit on the ground, the VW is going to be pulled over there, and again I'm just going to give her a coat of paint, and just to keep all the metal good. You know, it's like places like along here, you know, it's all just surface, but I don't want it to become anything more than surface. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot her with some just red oxide like this. That'll keep everything good until I'm ready to start. And then when I do get into this, it's probably going to be media blasted. I think, you know, you can mess about all day with sandpaper trying to sand this off, but I think we just need to get in and media blast it. Right, anyway, let's get on. Well, got that first section welded, so I'm going to slide under there, which will be the first of many times, and test fit it to see how it goes. So yeah, fingers crossed. Okay, so we've got that muffler box there, and we've got the pipe in there, and then that muffler will sit right up in there. So this pipe on the original sat very low. The pipe went into the lower side of the muffler. So what I'm going to have to do is do like something like that to bring this pipe up. But yeah, that's looking okay. I'm happy with that. So I've just got some markings on here. That's where the edge of the muffler will be, that's where the flange will be. So this is what I've got to play with here. So basically I've got to do a loop like that. So yeah, fun and games. Okay, so that is approximately where that will sit under the van, and this is what we've got to drop it to. So we've got to come from there down to here, but we've only got this really short. I don't want to get into this here because that bend's perfect. So we can actually take this back a little bit if we have to, but you know, I want to keep it as simple as possible. So let's get out of here, down and into there. Yeah. So it's probably going to be one of these pieces. I'm thinking this one that gets sacrificed. Yeah, probably one of these, because if I can put that there, obviously shorten them down a little. Even he might be a bit long. What I might have to do is cut him way back there. You know? Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this one out. I do have a few of the bends, but he's the tightest, I think. There's this guy down here, but he really isn't that tight. He's going to take up a lot of space. I mean, he's going to be, yeah, no matter how much I shorten him down, he's going to be way too big. I have another one somewhere. I'll have to have a look around for it. Oh, I can see him. He's under there. I'm going to go grab him. So have a bit experiment with this. Oh, we're getting there with the exhaust system. Got most of the bends in, and this will take me all the way from the exhaust manifold to that first box. Now, this pipe here, it will need to be shortened. I'm not doing that yet because I want to do a test fit of this and, you know, get it in the right position, because obviously it's easier to cut the metal back off than it is to glue it back on. So yeah, let me slide under, we'll get this into position and then we will take it from there. Alright then. Well, that's her in place, but unfortunately I've managed to get the angle off just slightly. If you can see, yeah, she's going off this way and she needs to go more there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll cut her there. I'll cut her about here, so a slight bend in there, and put the flange right there. Yes. Otherwise, not too bad. Yeah, otherwise, I'm quite happy with it. So, yeah. What I should have done is I should have just grabbed a flexible joint and put that in, but obviously I didn't. So, yeah. Okay, so trim that off. Where are we at? Trim that off from there. So basically what I need to do is bring it around to something like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bolt the pipe back on, then I'll crawl underneath, and then I can line this up where I need it, mark it, and pull it out and weld it again. Yeah, fun and games. Okay, so first of all, I've removed all the marks off this one with a little bit of thinners. So I'll just get by cutting that angle, now we can rotate it, and it'll give a number of different. It means we can get the pipe at different angles just by turning it. I think that's what I want. So that's just, yeah, that'll be perfect, that. So let's just put this bone down and mark this up. Okay, she's just tacked into place at the moment, but yeah, there we go. That wasn't too bad. So the muffler will now go in there. Cool. Oh, there we go. I now need to cut this right about there. Here somewhere. I need to get it back under there, get it marked up, because I need to weld the flange on for the muffler down there, and Also need to weld on one of these, a support. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back on, slide on back under there, mark it, cut it and weld some more. Well, my plan had been to put this flange onto there, but I think I'm going to have too much length there, so what I'm thinking about doing is this is about the right diameter to slide into there. So if I just simply notch this, and I just put a conventional clamp on it, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to try. I think that's going to be the plan. So I'm back to this one again. Couldn't quite find anything that would the right diameter to go into there, so yeah, I was going to have to go. I would have had to have gone out and bought some additional slightly wider diameter pipe. So come up with this thought: that under there, that will then go into there. Then when it's clamped down, it'll pull both of these very close together. And what I'll do is I'll go in with some exhaust paste around both of these, and that'll seal it up nicely, also hold it in place nicely. Gonna have to crawl under now, mess about with this bracket. I don't know if it's in the right place or not, but before I get into welding anything on, I just want to have another test fit. So yeah, and there we go. Yeah, that's going to work nicely. That will tighten down onto there. I did cut the bracket off. It was just in the wrong position, and it would have taken more work to try and bend it around than it would do just to cut it off and weld it back on. So yeah, but yeah, that's looking good. Happy with that. So now let's take the pipe back off again for the 573rd time, and then we will weld this flange on. Okay, and there we go, nicely welded on there. Now, the astute among you may point out that, didn't I just weld a piece on there? Well, yes I did. But, unfortunately, sometimes with these things, you kind of got to do something wrong before you figure out how to do it right. You know, it's just the nature of the beast. One of those things, so anyway, this is nicely welded on there now. It's letting it cool down, and then we'll get underneath and bolt this up. Now, I still need the gasket for that end. I had to order it online, and I don't know where it's at. It was supposed to be here on Friday. It is now Monday, and according to the shipping info now, it won't arrive until Wednesday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with the system, but I'm not going to completely bolt it all up. I'm just going to get it into place, and then obviously I'll have to take it all apart again and seal it all up. So yeah, but you know, it's the way it is. Yeah, it's 2022, and you just can't go down to the local parts store and just buy stuff off the shelf anymore. So you know, whatever. Anyway, let's get on with it. Okay, so squeeze under there. So we've got her in. Now what we got to do is this has to go about there, and that will allow me to put a rubber that'll allow me to put a rubber bush right about there. So let's get that marked up and welded on, and then that's it for this pipe. Well, there we go. That's it, all nicely put together, welded up. Now I have gone over and given her a nice thick coating of aluminum paint. This will just help stem the rust a little bit, should extend the life of the system, you know, a couple of years or whatever. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry. The sun's come out now, so that's helping. I'll then get this under the vehicle, get it not completely bolted up to the manifold, because as I said, I'm still waiting for the damn gasket for that. But I will get it into place. I will get a rubber mount put on, and basically just this suspended completely into place. Then I will start working on the centre box and towards the rear, and that I think will go a little bit quicker because it's straight out of the back of the van basically. So yeah, I do have another exhaust mount that I want to weld on to that box, but yeah, I need it into place and everything hung to see where it's going to go, so I will figure that one out when I get there. But yeah, coming on quite nicely. One other update while I was under there, yesterday I took the opportunity to hit the rest of it with the body sealer, the frame sealer, and so that's all done now. Only place left to do is in the actual wheel wells themselves. Now I do still need to tighten the prop shaft up, so what I will do is I will do the inner wheel wells when I actually do the prop shaft. The reason for that is I need to lift one wheel off the ground so that I can actually spin the prop, because you can't get to all the bolts. And so what I will do is I'll do the actual prop first, tighten that all up, then I will spray the wheel wells. So yeah, she's getting there. I mean, this is the type of stuff you don't really, it doesn't look like there's much happening because this is under the vehicle, but yeah, it's all important stuff that needs to be done, so I'm happy with it. Anyway, let's get on. Okay, there we are, she's in place. I do need a longer rubber mounting over there. The ones I've got are about an inch too short, so that's not an issue though. I can pick one of those up. But yeah, the main muffler is just sitting there now, ready to go in. I have put a couple of marks on the back there where I approximately need to put another mount. I think I'm going to need another long one for there as well, so I'm not sure yet until I get it all up there. But yeah, for now everything's going to plan. Okay, so I've got this back out now. So this is where we need a hanger, and that's the one I'm going to use. It'll go about there. Yeah, right about there. So let's get this cut off and we'll get him welded onto there. Yep. Okay, there we go. I've got it slightly crooked, but quick hammering will fix that. But yeah, we're getting there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this roughly into place. I think the rubber mounts that I've got will work okay on there. Obviously I need a one for the front still, and then we'll start working our way to the back and out the rear of the van. So yeah, well, it has definitely been a pain in the butt. However, yeah, it's fitting nicely. So I'm going to leave that in position. Still need a longer exhaust rubber doohickey. Next step is to take that over the axle and out the back, which hopefully is going to be the easy part. I say hopefully. I do have another job to do in the yard later today, so I may not get this finished today, but it's not far off anyway. But yeah, we'll get that up and over the axle. We'll also get these little bits that I've missed around here. We'll hit them with the chassis block, and then that's it. Just tighten the prop shaft up, which I have not forgotten about. Good morning, guys. Well, now is actually... Good morning, guys. So, this is actually 2 days later. I've had a few projects around the yard. The old Vauxhall Chevette there, painted the roof on that just to keep the rust from getting any worse on it. Excuse me. Painted the fenders on the old LDV there. Did get some bits done on the van. Mostly got the exhaust kind of finished up. And been messing about with the old Ford limo there. So, yeah, as I said, I have gotten the exhaust finished. So, I don't know how well you can see that, but she's in there. Isn't completely clamped up yet. I have to go around the back so you can see the back end. But yeah, she's not completely clamped up yet. I am still waiting for that damn gasket. Company is saying it's been handed to the Royal Mail. The Mail is saying no, we have not got it. And I'm sitting in the middle and I can't find another one. I've tried a lot of different companies and they've all said yes, they normally sell them, but they don't have them in stock and they're not sure when they will have them back in stock. So I'm kind of in this limbo right now with the exhaust system. So that is just getting, I'm just going to leave that for the moment. There's nothing I can do there, so, but it fits nicely. Get up. I'm tired of laying on the ground. But yeah, I mean, she's in there. Now, obviously it does look like she sticks out a little. Well, where are we at? It does look like she sticks out a little bit, but don't forget the bumper will come to about there, so yeah. So today, what are we going to do today? I think I might change the front shocks today, and I still have not tightened up the prop shaft. I will do the prop shaft today, and then that's going to be it. So yeah, as for the exhaust, well, that's it for the video. Yeah, I mean, again, it's ended up it's kind of disjointed and all over the place, but that's just the way things are at the moment. Unfortunately, there's a lot going on here right now. I've got to get a lot done on this van. I've got other things that I've got to finish off around here before I leave for the US. So it's a kind of a bit of a, yeah. Anyway, let me call it here, and next time you see me I will be working with the shocks. So yeah, have a good one.